Hello and welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode we are going to first time install your Jolla 2026. And for that, of course, we already applied the screen protector at the last episode, so if you didn't do that till now, please make sure that you have it. Can have a look at the video up there. And other than that, let's start with the installation. I'm going to show you how to install the system itself for the first time, and I'm going to show you how to install all the different relevant stores for SailfishOS on the device for you. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, and now we can start to install our new Jolla Phone. In the end, it should be pretty easy to do that. Just make sure that you get your phone, then it should be pre-charged, but if it's not, then you will have to charge it, of course. In general, it should be pre-charged. Just long press on this button here and you will feel a slight vibration. As you already can see, we get this Jolla logo showing up there. There's a little bit of dust, let's get rid of that. Okay, so just give it a little bit of time to start for now. Just to let you know, you will or should use Jolla account for this, so you can use and create it in the process when you are installing this. I of course already have one. You can, if you don't want to have a Jolla account, you can use the smartphone without it, but there are a couple of different features which are just available through the store, and for that, if you want to have the Android support and stuff like that installed, that's a good thing to have. At least the Bluetooth one. I'm not sure if the Android one isn't pre-installed. I think it's pre-installed. The Bluetooth support, for instance, is only available on the Jolla store, so you might want to have that. So, first thing to do here, we will have to select our language. I'm going to select, in this case, English for now. We will, of course, I am not an English speaker, so I will not use this phone in English. You can use anything else that you want. Anyway, in this case, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to start with this and change it later on. For me, it's going to be Deutsch, then German. In the end, if you see this little bubble up there, so this little light at some part, there you can go next. And as you can see, he is even now pulsing next to that. In general, later on, you might not see everything there. There will be only this bubble to show you, hey, you can swipe to the right. In this case, you can press on this if you want to, or you just swipe around, whatever you want to use. I would highly recommend you to start using the gestures, because it's much easier to use the smartphone with gestures and stuff like that than anything else. Okay, so read this if you want to, just click on that button there if you need to, and otherwise just go to accept, swiping to the next screen. Now the phone will encrypt your data. This takes a little while, and if that has done, yeah, there already has done that, then it's going to be a little bit of black. That's normal. You see the small little loading screen there, and now we are in here and we can enter our first security code. So do that first. I'm just going to do that offside, of course. Okay. And after that, you are going to be asked to do that again with your just the same code you just entered, just for security reasons, so you can't misspell or mistype, or at least you are doing it twice. After that, it will take a little. In general, I recommend something 5 digits or higher. You can go with 4, I think, but I wouldn't suggest that. Use 5 or 6, whatever you want there, and then it should be fine. Next, he's going to try to set up your fingerprint sensor. So in the end, it's on this button here. And how to do that, you just go to accept now. And now you see this fingerprint part there. And now you just place your finger on there a couple of times, different kinds of positions I would recommend there. Just try to move your thumb a little, maybe try to do it in a different way. Sometimes it will not register a new information there, so just go on. After a while, that whole part should be filled. Of course, do it with different kinds of angles of your of your finger there, just to make sure that it's easier to unlock later. Otherwise you will have to put your finger in the same position as you did it before. That's not what you want, right? So in the end, now we are through with this, we can go to next. And of course, if you don't want to have this, you can skip it. Just to let you know, there's always the skip option down there. As you can see, it's there now too. It's pretty slightly usable at the moment, but whatever. If you don't want it, you can swipe it up, and of course I want it, so I'm just going to turn on my Wi-Fi in this case. And now you can see I have a couple of different Wi-Fi's active. I'm just going to connect to one of them and we will be right back. Yeah, and there we are again. In the end, as you can see, he is going to go to the next screen then, and as you can see, he will try to select your time zone. At the start, it will not work for some kind of reason, so the automatic one, you would have to click on that, go to next. I think it's going to work then, but if you want to be sure, just select the right one for you. You can just search for it. For me, it would be Berlin. In this case, there's Germany, Berlin. I'm just going to select that one. And now you can already see, okay, what can I do other than that? I can use, for instance, the 24-hour clock or the 12-hour clock, so the military time in America, or the normal time. Everybody else uses the 24-hour system, but whatever. Then you can just click on that and go to the next screen. Now he's going to ask you for your Jolla account. You can skip this. There's this skip button at the bottom here, so if you really don't want to have that, skip it. If you have one, then just put it in. If you're a new user, you are just going to be asked a couple of times about that, and of course there are new information for you available then. For me, because this is my daily driver, I'm going to use my account I already own. It should be the one, that would be the best thing, which you used for purchasing. So if you bought this phone with some kind of an Jolla account, for instance in your web shop or whatever, you might want to use it again, just to make sure that you get all the different information and stuff like that, okay? So make sure to put that one in. I'm going to do that now, give me a sec. And then he's going to sign in, as you already saw there. And now you can already see, okay, cool, we are going to go to the next screen. And I'm just going to swipe to the right there. Here you can see, you can pre-select which apps you want to be installed. These are the system apps, more or less. So, for instance, something like the camera, you can't deinstall that, but all the other ones are more or less deselectable if you don't want them. So just click on them. If you don't need one of them, just make sure to get rid of it. And of course you can deinstall them later on too, so even if you want to install everything now and just deinstall everything afterwards, that's possible too, doesn't matter. But you can already see it's pretty much everything that is non-mandatory. So something like the camera, for instance, you can't deinstall it because you need that, but all the other ones are already here. So let's go and click on next. Here is another very important or interesting thing. So Android app support is installable now because I logged into my Jolla account, of course. And now I can install this. We can have a look at the settings page there because there's more information in there which are important, and you can select and deselect stuff in there too. We will go in there. Other than that, down below you can see which kind of Android stores you want to install, and I would just recommend you to get both of them. They are both very, very useful and will help you a lot later on. Other than that, let's go to the settings menu here, and as you can see, here is the app support Bluetooth beta. So beta means really beta. It's not now fully functional for the Bluetooth one, meaning that apps in the Android support layer may not receive Bluetooth without this, so just make sure that you activate that. And here is the microG part. If you want to use microG, you should define what you want to have there and of course activate it. But if you don't want to, you can just get rid of it. Doesn't really matter what you use here. In general, if you have some kind of banking apps or some kind of very, very picky apps or something, then you might want to install that. I'm going to leave it in. MicroG is a pretty good service, I would say. It really gives an open source and free service provider for all the different things that would be provided by Google otherwise. So in the end, since we are installing app support, this makes very much sense to have them. If you don't want to have messaging, for instance, just leave it out, then it's not going to be there, okay? So just make sure that you get whatever you want here, and it should work, hopefully in a very well way. Okay, other than that, go out. We already selected those two, so we can now swipe to the right, and now you can learn about the operation system. That's a very important step. Never skip that if you are new to SailfishOS, because all of this is going to explain you how to use the different swipe actions and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go to the next part here, and as you can see, here we go. Let's learn the basics. And maybe, I don't know, I'm just going to show it to you like this. So let's start with that and how to navigate your operation system. In the end, you can already see there's this small little icons at the side. You will already see them, and they indicate, hey, now swipe to the left or to the right to unlock your phone. Okay, fine, we will do that. Here we are. Now this is the home screen. This is of course all a tutorial we are seeing here, yeah, pre-recorded. So in the end, what you see here, these are not running at the moment or something. Just swipe again, and this time to the part there that you go to the left. There you can see these are all the different informations you have. For instance, the notifications, weather can be on here. There can be stuff like the calendar entries if you have some, and stuff like that on here. Otherwise, just swipe back, and here we are. Now the next step is going to start now. Just let's do that again. Yeah, now swipe from the bottom to the top, and you can see you get all your installed apps which are at the moment installed on your smartphone. And again, if you want to get rid of it, of course you can just swipe down. To activate one of them, we are just going to click on one of them, and now you can of course see already, okay, cool, everything seems to be fine. If you want to go back, you will have to go from the side, from the right, really from the border here, to the inner screen to get out of it again, okay? Then we will go back to the home screen. So next part. Yeah, there we are prone to activate that one. Okay, I will. And here you can see we can click on the photos. I'm using another hand here because I'm standing behind the camera and the camera is in between that. In general, you can even reach everything with your finger probably, depending on how you use it. Very important again, there is this information about this small little icon, or this shiny bit, this light source, which is at the top there. That means you can just go to the left or to the right if it's on the other side, okay? So just swipe in that direction. As you can see, we got back out again. Okay. So now he indicates that we should click on the clock icon. I will do that. Yeah, this is another one. Here you have this blue line in the end, this very shiny blue line, whatever. It's even blinking at the moment, and that indicates a menu action. So if you swipe down, he's even showing it to you, because this is something no other operation system uses in general. Just swipe down, and as you can see, we have a couple of different steps here. So first one would be, now it's selected. If I just pull longer, then it's not going to be selected, but I can click on it if you want to. And other than that, of course, slowly just slow down. And if it's selected already and you leave now you are selecting this entry point. And that's very important for you to know in a lot of these different kinds of parts here. So we can close this tutorial again. And here we are. These are the most important gestures you will have to use. And other than that, of course, now you can use what you already learned. So swipe up or to the side. this part into the side because it was locked more or less. Now you can swipe up to go to your pre-installed apps and stuff like that and start searching for stuff. Just to let you know, if you long press on something, because I just start with that always and put it onto something else, you get this kind of folder part, and I'm just going to put all the different folders or all the different stores we already have on our smartphone here into one folder. If you click on that, then you go in and you can just click up there and put in a different name. And I'm just going to call this stores. Okay? And of course, if you want to have it in a different position, for instance, just long click on it or long press on it. Very hard to do at the moment. Give me a sec. And move it around to that position there. Okay. And like that, I would say we started with the installation process. Everything else that you can see here, of course, is covered in different other videos I have on my channel already. If you're searching for stuff or whatever, just put the question down below into the commentary section. In this video, I'm trying to give you answers in which of my videos you can see how to install stuff, how to go on with everything, and of course, how to get more stores, because the stores we already have here are only the one of Jolla, and those two are Android stores. But there are more stores available, and one of the stores I highly recommend to you is the Sham GUI, and the other one is the Open Repros GUI, meaning that's called Storeman. And those two are very important for you if you are following my videos and stuff like that. So let's have a look on how to install those. It's pretty easy. You go to your browser in this case. Now you will have to give the browser permissions to what it should be allowed to do. That's a native browser, so nothing special in here. And now you can just search for this stuff. Just to let you know, if you don't know what's happening here, for instance, this is only going to be shown at the start. If you start one app for the first time, for instance, he's at the moment still in this tutorial mode, so he's going to tell you what to do for a couple of different openings and stuff like that, just because you just started with your smartphone. Okay, anyway, just let's search for Open Repos for repositories. That should be enough, we will see. We already are connected to the Wi-Fi, so we should see something, hopefully. There it's going open, yeah, perfect. And now we can just go up here to this website. So it's openrepos.net. As you can see here, you have already the site itself open. If you click into that, and of course you can zoom in and do stuff like that. If you click into that, you can just go and put in Storeman in this case. If you put that in and search for it, then you will get a couple of different informations here, and one of them is, of course, the Storeman installer, and I highly recommend you to get that. Just to let you know, if you want to install this now, you will have to let the system install from foreign places or sources. To do that, we will just go to our settings menu. So swipe to the right to get out of that. Go to the settings here. Scroll down a little bit, and somewhere is untrusted software. And to allow that, just put this on. Now you will have to put in your part there. He's going to ask you, do you really want to accept that, stuff like that. And now, as you can see, it's activated. If you really don't want to have this, it's not a very problematic thing, because in the end you're only going to use OpenRepros and those stuff to install stuff, but of course you can always go back here and get rid of it. So untrusted software in this case, and get rid of this information again. Okay, so let's go back on this part here, go in, and down below, if you scroll down to this part, you will see that you get the repositories which you can install. You have the newest phone, so just get the newest one. In this case, it's just the installer. Of course, that's can be old as it wants. Then you get this kind of banner up there. If you click on that, you get this information, and now you just have to click on install, wait a little, installation successful, and we have Harbor Storeman installer now on the part. If we wait a little bit, didn't it work? Give me a sec. Ah, now it worked, okay. And there we have it already. Yeah, it just took a little to be registered. That was a problem why we got this problem information there. But Storeman is installed now. And now we can, of course, accept that. Open this. And we have another store available in which we can use everything you want. And of course, we can move this up there again into our store part. Sorry, put it there. Thank you. And now you have one of the Storeman parts in there too. And the other one you can get in the same fashion or using the Storeman application, depends on what you want to do, is Shum. Shum is a very interesting app installer too. Just click on this one down below, go to Shum Web in this case. And just to let you know, all of these are native, okay? So if you go and get these, all of these are native. Make sure that you get the right one. Here's a forum link there in there. It's already available, I know that. Hopefully I'm not holding this all the time like this, sorry about that. And if you go to the Shum Web, then in this case, here is the Shum Web. And in here you can get the Shum GUI one, which is the installer itself. If you install this one in the same way as we did the other one, just scroll down a little bit, search for the download part. There we are. Go in here, get to the download here. And the same procedure as before, install it, installation completed. Give it a little bit of a time till it's up here. Maybe it needs, there we go, Shum is installed, and we can just press on that, put it into our folder again, and now we have all the stores, and now you can really work with everything you want here. Yeah, and that's more or less how you install the different kinds of stores and of course the system itself on your Jolla phone. And now is the time that you should have a look at some of my other videos on this channel. For instance, if you want to install the Emicons on your different kinds of keyboards you are using, then you will have to do it now, more or less. Or you can of course do it later on, but it's something that you will have to do by hand, because it's not pre-installed on your Jolla phone. The good thing about it is you can really decide what is going to be installed on your smartphone, but yeah, it means that you have to do it by yourself. I'm going to show you how to in this video. Have a look at the corner up there. I'm going to show it there, and maybe in the outro of this video you will find it too. And other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, of course. If you want to subscribe to the channel, I highly recommend you to do that if you are with a Jolla phone or a Sailfish OS device at all. And other than that, thank you for watching. See you around, and bye. Bye!